USWS stock, US Wells Services Inc. It closed the session of the 4th of October 2021 at $2.98, a gain of about 16%. And the splits have occurred. The shares outstanding is now small, and the float is equally small as well. So, and we can see that it pulled back, I think, from that high of, or rather, the value of. It pulled back, yes, from what it closed at on the 29th of September, and on the 30th it inched up slightly. Sorry, on the yes, it's on the first it pulled up, it inched up slightly, but then yesterday, the 4th, it's extended by 16%. So it seems it's getting some resistance, but it's just pretty much early days. Yeah, but we still believe that the stock has the potential to extend. We have seen now that even though it met that resistance, but we are now seeing that the lows are higher. The lows are higher, and even though yes, the lows are higher and the highs are yes, extending further up. The highs are getting higher, the lows are equally getting higher, and the highs are gradually getting higher. Yeah, indeed, it's not that sequential. It's slightly lopsided. The highs, what we had, what it closed at is a lower high from what that of the 29th was. The 29th was a high of 332 or thereabout, 330 or thereabouts, and this one was 298. So, but we still believe that that's upward. The momentum is still there, going by what we're seeing. I mean, just largely because it didn't fall back to where it was before. So, and that volume as well was reasonably high. Yeah, reasonably high. Yeah, compared to the fact that also it now has shares outstanding of about 26 million, and it closed at 16 million. So yeah, momentum is still high, higher than the float. I think the float now stands about 14 million or thereabouts, so that was higher than the float. So the momentum hasn't really gone away, but it's still very much there. But at the same time as well, that's a high volume on it, extended on a high volume. So there's also a chance that it may also move sideways again. That is a likelihood. So but going by all that has been happening, we can see what the readout is saying here. It appears to be improving within a longer term uptrend, although it's presently below its 200-day moving average. That average is rising due to prior gains in USWS shares. Additionally, the MACD histogram, which is used to measure the near-term trend, is above zero. It's outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum is waning using the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions but at lower prices. Okay, that is probably the same, likely. Today's volume was heavier than usual, trading 16.634 million shares versus an average of 1.374 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish, the slope of the indicator is positive, and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Yes, I think maybe that rally of the 29th, compared to what has happened of late, compared to what happened on the 30th, on the 1st and 4th, is it dampened the momentum somewhat. But even at that, we're still expecting the stock that if it's going to rally, if it's going to extend, it could. I mean, because every stock can extend, it can equally retrace. So if it's going to extend, then going by the sort of prices we are using here, this September 29th high of $3.3, and then September 30th of low of 2.53, we got a difference, and from there we multiply them. We multiply the difference by the various Fibonacci extension levels. So the first one is at 261.8%, and then we got $2.0159, and then we add that to the closing price of 2.98, that will give us an extension of 4.99.59. That's quite high, but this is just going by what it has done of late. That rally, and it's important that we use that because that is what has been in place. Indeed, you can equally use much more conservative values to determine your own prices and targets. So moving on, with the 200% will give you 1.54, and you add it to 2.98 to give you 4.52. 161.8 extension level will give you $1.2459. Add it to the extension to give you 4.2259. Are these realistic? Well, quite likely it's possible. It's possible. But never say never. 100%, it will give you $375. And then the 61.8% will give you 3.4559. This is by slightly more realistic, just slightly above where it reached at on the 29th of September. So then for the retracements, we just had only three of them. So in this case, you determine we have the 23.6, 38.2, 50%, and the others are 61.8 and 78.6. But we only have three values here. The rest you can always determine on your own. 23.6% extension retracement level. This is where we are now, because this is, if it has to retrace, this is the sort of levels going by the values we used. These are the sort of prices it will fall down to. 2.7983. That is even higher than what it closed on the 30th of September. Closed at you have it that as 2.53. And then the 38.2% retracement will bring it down to 2.6859. And then 50% will bring it to 2.595, which is equally higher than that low of September 30th as well. So determine what choose any sort of prices you want, and determine what you will determine what your expectations your targets will be, where it will fall in. But since we now has a smaller float, there's every chance that things might continue to, there's every chance it will extend, but maybe not in the session of today, the 5th of October. Maybe in subsequent sessions there's every chance it might do that. If you consolidate and closes above this 50-day moving average, consolidate above that, there's a good chance it may try to inch upwards and move up. I don't think there's really any news out there concerning the stock, but see what you make of it, and thank you very much for watching this video.